Dee in Nebraska, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, last Friday there was just a little blurb that was on about the big earthquake that hit again in Japan around the Fukushima area.
Yeah, the great news is there was some flooding and more radiation got out, but there weren't any big disasters that were caused by it. So dodged a bullet on that one.
Well, that's good. I hadn't heard anything since Friday. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I updated it on the nightly news, but I should have updated it on the Sunday show. You got a good point. Go ahead.
All right. I just wanted to let you know that I pray for you and your staff daily, and just keep up the good work.
God bless you. Thank you so much for calling, Dee. Good to hear your voice.
There's been this question, okay, that's been knocking around the web lately about, is reactor 4 spent fuel pool, the whole thing, a hoax, okay? Well, it's based on this one photo, and there is I think, look, obviously the spent fuel pool is damaged horribly. We've seen all sorts of pictures, aerial shots of it, but the photo that's brought into question, there is a good point there. Something is not on the up and up. On November 20th, to be exact, an NHK, that's the quasi-national television channel, basically the state-run television network in Japan, a reporter was invited to spent fuel pool number 4. He donned all the safety gears, went in with a camera, and took a picture of the interior. And that's a picture that we see posted all around the web, of like a spanking new spent fuel pool with, stainless steel metal panels and a very nice looking stuff, and a gigantic green colored crane. It's a crane on tracks, on 2 tracks.
Those photos are, yes, Yoichi, those photos are old photos. That building is absolutely perfect inside. If you look at the walls, you don't see debris, damage.
Okay, now NHK claims the reporter went in there and took those photos. What it probably is of the new temporary holding pool next to the old, next to the damaged pool.
Why?
It was not.
When did they build a new temporary pool next to the original one?
They do have a temporary pool there, but somehow you're right. The thing looks totally doctored.
Look at the building. Look at the background of the picture.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look right. What was that NHK reporter showing? Well, you could have, let's say, clad him up in a safety suit, right? Take him in a van and take him into another reactor building, correct?
Could have gone into 5 or 6.
Exactly it. That's what I'm trying to suggest. This is not a photo of what's happening in reactor 4. The photo is somehow taken somewhere else, okay? And since the NHK reporter was there, this was a bait and switch scheme. This is pretty blatant bait and switch, right? You get the guy all dressed up. He can't see anything out of that suit, right? Put him you drive him up somewhere. He doesn't know where he's going. And you put him up there and you show them how well this operation is going. This is a media hoax, okay? They pull the hoax on the media, the bait and switch that TEPCO did to the state TV station, to spread this lie that everything's under control. We've rebuilt this place, everything's going smoothly. And if they had to do that, why? And that could be the actual hoax. Mm-hmm. Maybe not a single fuel rod has come out of there at all. We have no idea what's going on.
Thank you.
Maybe all the numbers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying here?
Yep.
This could be a really big lie, a really major, big-time lie, just to try to silence the critics, just to try to get the IAEA off its back. And also at a time when the Obama administration is asking, what happened to the war-grade plutonium we sent to the Cold War? Maybe it's a way to evade.
That is hilarious, by the way.
War-grade plutonium rod, okay? Yeah. Bait and switch, right? The reporter was there, He was there. He saw this place, okay? And that's the only explanation. It's either got to be the building next to the thing or completely different buildings altogether.
You look at the picture. I have the story, but it's the second story, and you look at that picture, please, at the top with that absolutely pristine, clean, green horizontal crane that moves over the spent fuel pool, carries the fuel assemblies over the reactor, puts them in. It's all computer controlled, at least it was. But now I want you to please look in the background. Look at the sides. Look at the structure of the building. Does that building look like it's been through any kind of a blast or a problem in any way? It's perfect.
Fire.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No takers here, folks.
So they hoodwinked the NHK reported in the producer and all that. I don't know how many people were involved in this media fraud, but if that's the kind of fraud that we're getting out of the official, out of TEPCO and the official media, I mean, can we believe anything? I mean, what's real, what's not? Okay? So that's where we're left. They're claiming 260 rods have been removed so far. If so, they would be far ahead of schedule. I mean, something is not credible here, and it demands serious investigation, serious IAEA probe, a demand to send in experts who've been to Chernobyl to go into that building and to drive the vehicle themselves into that building. Okay? Drive your own vehicle if you're an IAEA inspector. You drive yourself in there because you don't need a license to drive inside TEPCO. Just drive. You just bring your international driver's license, okay?
Yeah.
And take over the wheel and go to the right building. And I guarantee you're not going to even be able to get inside because it's so radioactive.
Okay, I want to ask all of you who give a hoot to simply do a Google search and type in photos of Fukushima Reactor 4. Or just type in Fukushima Reactor 4, the number 4, and then hit images. Look at that destroyed building, and you tell me if the photo in that story looks even 20 light years close to what we're seeing in that picture. Nothing. There is no similarity whatsoever to that destroyed number 4 building and that picture. That picture is a fraud.
Yeah, it's a different building. It's a different reactor altogether.
Or it was before the explosion years ago.
It was done by a credible reporter who was completely hoodwinked, okay? Literally, he has a safety suit on his body. You couldn't see out.
I don't know.
It was a dog and pony show. He was led by the nose, okay, through this thing. He had no idea what he was seeing. That's what's so dangerous here. That's what's so dangerous about allowing, when you have the regulator and the promoter of nuclear power being the same ministry, that's what happens. That's exactly what happens when you don't have a, independent regulatory system. If we've been all lied to, man, this is a blatant, this is just a sheer, blatant, shameless lie. And it's a lie which just basically, it demolishes, undermines every so-called fact that comes out of TEPCO. Nothing is credible. Nothing at all is credible. None of the water reading, none of the aerial releases, none of the historical timeline, nothing hasn't been doctored probably, if that's the case. This is the level, this is how far they'll stoop. Nothing hasn't been doctored. That's our only conclusion. The whole investigation has got to be done again by government. And it's another argument for removing this pro-nuclear government we have in power in Japan right now, which is not easy. The Tokyo governor's election, we had the clear shot, the anti-nuclear movement had the clear shot to basically have Tokyo, the city that Tokyo Electric Power serves, that provides power to from Fukushima. Because it could have been won. The election could have been won by the anti-nuclear movement, but everything has been done to make sure that a pro-nuclear, a guy who's been ambivalent on nuclear power, but is actually pro-nuclear, will be the next governor who can perpetrate this fraud being put upon the people of Tokyo, of Japan, and of the world. Okay.
It's really amazing. I'm looking at these pictures again right now at the blown building number 4. The roof was blown off. The superstructure is there. You see blue sky. It's gutted. And they're trying to tell us this immaculate picture is the operation underway, removing these fuel rods, which were, by the way, observable. Now, I might be wrong. It might have been reactor building 3, but one of the fuel pools was observable from helicopter photographs, and they got close-ups of the video, and there was junk and trash. The crane fell into spent fuel pool number 3 or 4. Can't remember which. I think it was number 4 because they can't even get in number 3. It had to be 4. They pulled the crane out. They pulled the other stuff out. Yeah. So anyway,
remember when they demolished the outer building? They demolished the outer structure around spent fuel 4 because they're afraid the whole darn structure would collapse. It was so heavy.
Yeah.
Then it left holes. The interior was blown apart. It was not just a fire; it was an explosion.
No, it's a huge explosion.
Fuel pool area or in the building. There were holes. You could see parts of the spent fuel pool that were dangling. And we've already talked with engineers who said the place is mangled. Okay, the structure around spent fuel pool is mangled. That the problem isn't just the spent fuel pool. The floor is cut. The thing, the whole structure is tilting inside into itself. So you could not have put a crane of that size.
No, it's that photograph is immaculate. That photograph may have been taken 10 years ago. Yeah. We don't know.
No, it's another building because the reporter saw the thing. You see? The NHK reporter saw the thing. He reported out right away. And I'm sure he's a credible reporter. You know, he wouldn't have lied like that, the journalist. So they took him to another building. This is real fraud. Okay, this is orchestrated, high-level orchestrated fraud at the highest levels of TEPCO and of the Japanese Ministry, the Ministry of Industry and Economy. This is just a travesty. It's just an insult to the public, and the media was fooled. Okay. We can't trust the numbers of what's come out of there, obviously. We know there are 200 new fuel rods with war-grade plutonium inside. They're desperate to cover that up, the very fact of that. Okay, they're desperate to cover that. So that is the problem we have there with 4.